before it's mostly behind them. And it just goes to show like how immense the damage has been done to their reputation and to their brand image and to their customers in Butterfly keyboard. Like, no, this was a really big deal. It still is a really big deal, and it's going to continue to be a really big deal for years after they completely remove it from their lineup, which they now definitely have to do, and still haven't.
Yeah, this is a tough thing for Apple too, because this is the type of press that Apple hates, which is basically not particularly informed and in some ways unfair RSI and everything. And for all the faults you can have with the low travel keyboards, I've never seen anyone even, imply that they increase the risk of RSI. If anything, they should help because you're pressing less hard on the keys or whatever. Like, there's no foundation for that. But when you're annoyed with something, when you're just a regular person who doesn't care about tech stuff or whatever, you're just a regular consumer, and you have this thing, and the keyboard annoys you, and maybe you keep buying them, and like the keyboards used to be better, and you keep buying these new Apple laptops, and you don't like the keyboards. You're going to map all sorts of bad feelings onto that. So you're going to say, yeah, my shoulder's been bothering me, and I bet it's because of these new keyboards, which it's not. It's not because of the new keyboards, but you still don't like the new keyboards. And that's like the worst case scenario for like public relations, where someone with a big microphone, like someone in front of 1 million cameras at the Oscars, right, is asked an unrelated question and of their own accord pulls out, let me complain about an Apple product. Like, I can just imagine those people going, oh no. Like, this is the worst. It's like, it's not a good day for Apple, and it's not, and you have to just deal with that. People are not going to try to be fair and even-minded with their criticism, and if they just feel like saying, I think this thing caused my RSI, they're going to say that, right? And that's going to become the story. Famous person says Apple products have bad keyboards, and it will, even if it was 100% false, which it's not, like some people don't like keyboards, like even if there was nothing to this story, it would still have traction. So I feel for Apple PR, like, this is, I think, the first time that the keyboard problem has had something like this happen, where it's a magnified example of extremely, like worst case scenario, potentially unfair criticism. Everything else has been like, we're a bunch of tech nerds and we love Apple, but we're disappointed. But Hollywood director doesn't care about being fair and measured about technology product opinions. He's just going to say, I don't like these darn keyboards, right? And that's what happened. So I kind of feel for Apple, but other people may be, having the opposite feeling of just glee that Apple is getting slammed for this. I don't have any glee about it. I do find myself wondering, Taika, give us a call. Do you like the new keyboard? Is the 16-inch better? Right? Because if it's not, then that's even a worse scenario, where it's like, it says, I'm never going to use anything except for a buckle